I'm Suzanne Westrom, the Communications Director for the San Antonio Board of Realtors. As you may know, the new.REALTOR domain from NAR was rolled out recently. This presentation will go over a little bit of the background as to why the new.REALTOR domain was rolled out and how you can go about claiming yours. In 2011, the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, or ICANN, which is the authority over these top-level domain names, approved expanding to a lot of different generic top-level domains. The ones you may already be familiar with, of course, are .com, .org, .edu, .gov. This will allow to have different branded domain names such as .realtor. According to NAR research, about 9 out of 10 buyers use the internet for their home search process. So by having a branded realtor domain name, you'll be able to show your buyers and sellers and investors immediately from your website that you are that trusted source and valuable source of real estate information. To give you an idea of what we mean when we're talking about domains, those are the addresses we use for websites, and they exist to create unique and memorable names. So they need to be unique for the internet resources to know where this content is, and so that it's memorable for them looking for something that is related to their search. So they're looking for homes, they're looking for real estate information, they're going to be directed to these .realtor websites because it says right in the name that this is a real estate related website. To claim your .realtor domain website address, you can go to www.claim.realtor. Those domains are not going to be available from anywhere else, so you'll need to go to that claim.realtor to claim yours. All the domain names are available on a first-come, first-served basis, and they have to include your first, your last, or your full name before the .realtor. Phase 1 of this .realtor launch only includes domains for realtor members using their name. If you're looking for a domain for a firm or an office, that's not going to be rolled out until Phase 2, which will be sometime during the first quarter of 2015. To claim your .realtor domain, you're going to need to have on hand your credit card, your NERDS ID, and a list of domain name ideas. The reason they're asking for a credit card is because they're going to set up the account for your .realtor domain to automatically renew. If you do not want it to automatically renew, you can always go into your account after you've created it and turn that off. You will not be using your realtor.org username or password to log in. Instead, you'll be creating a .realtor domain account. Only realtors can use the new .realtor domain. Claiming that .realtor domain again is on a first-come, first-served basis, and only members of NAR or the Canadian Real Estate Association can use that .realtor domain. You have to use your first, your last, or your full name in the domain name, just as it is in your NAR membership record. You can either use that your full first name or your full last name, but it must come directly before the .realtor. To give you some examples of what we're talking about, you can use just your first name. So in this case, if your first name is John, you could be john.realtor. If you wanted to use just your last name and your last name was Smith, it could be smith.realtor. You're also allowed to use a middle name, but it has to accompany either your first or your last name. For example, if your name was John Andrew Smith, you could put andrewsmith.realtor. You're also able to use a nickname in place of a formal first name. And you can use words or phrases before your name or numbers before or after your name. Of course, there's several perks to using the .realtor domain. The first is if you are within the first 500,000 NAR members or the first 10,000 CREA members, that domain is free for your first year. The .realtor domain purchases by our U.S. members will include that free optional free profile website from Realtor.com that integrates your social media, your listings, your client recommendations, and it's all in one location, so it's very easy to navigate through for your consumers. After you've gotten that first free domain, if you're able to get one of the free domains, the pricing for an additional domain is just $39.95, and there are discounts available if you choose to have multiple domains or multiple year registrations. If you'd like to look at pricing for additional information on the different pricing structures, you can go to about.realtor. Some frequently asked questions about the new .realtor domain include, how many .realtor domains can I register? If you would like to register multiple domains, you can do that as long as that domain is available. There is no limitation. What happens to my .realtor domain if I'm no longer a member of NAR? You may use the the .REALTOR domain name only while your membership is in good standing. So once you are no longer an NAR member, you would not be able to use that .REALTOR domain. Is it anticipated that realtors will cease using existing .com and .org domains once the Realtor domains become available? No, members can continue using your current domains. Whether if it's a .com website, you can go ahead and redirect that to the new .REALTOR website. So if your website is already well known and it has a .com at the end, you can redirect it so that people are still going to the site that they know, but they're going to be redirected now to your .REALTOR website. If you have any additional questions, you can send them to questions@signupfor.realtor.com. That will go directly to the people at NAR who are creating and overseeing the .REALTOR domain. Again, that is questions@signupfor.realtor.com.